What's up, everybody? Today we're talking about Asians versus blacks in a nail salon in Brooklyn and a lot more on Black Hollywood Lives this week.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Live this week.
That I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to break these walls, but I know that ever since you've been here, I feel like I can risk it all. I don't mind if we take our time, because girl, in time there could be in us, baby. I don't mind if you take your time, cause I'll tell no lies when it's me you love, baby. Though I wasn't planning to, I just fell in love with you. I fell in love with you. I bet all my heart for you. Though I wasn't planning to, I just fell in love with you. I fell in love with you. I gave all my heart for you. No, 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 no.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Black Hollywood Lives this week. I want to bust out all kind of dance moves right now, but first let me introduce our guest. We got our honorary Courtney Stewart in the house today.
Honorary, I'm not the guest.
You're not the guest.
I'm
You're
just
just
here all
honorary.
the time.
You all the time, right?
Always. What's up?
Now, the man behind the video right now is in the house. Cimo Frankel's with us today. You made me want to bust all kind of dance moves. You took me back to like the 90s. I want,
I see some glittery fanny packs
right,
in the video.
I got shoulders moving.
Good.
I want to be in the video, man.
Summer vibe, man.
What's up? Can I get in the next video?
Yeah.
I got moves.
You got the
brother.
moves?
I got moves.
You should actually make a video right now with the moves.
Listen, I'm trying to watch the look.
Oh.
For those of y'all listening and cannot watch what's happening.
All right,
Okay.
I learned quick. I learned quick. You know what I learned quick. Welcome.
Derrial picking up that account.
That's right. I'm trying to give you a little side hustle job, a backup dancer. Y'all don't know about that. What's up, man? Welcome in.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
So, you got the jacket on. You're not hot. It's like 125 degrees in the valley in LA.
Super fashionably fly
Artist life,
right
bro.
now.
That's right.
Artist
right.
life.
That's right. That's like, I feel that. I
We
feel
own
that.
it, because I took my jacket off. It's still in the car. I was sweating so bad. I was like, I ain't doing it.
I mean, I stood outside for like 5 seconds. And I was like, I can't do this. It's rough out here.
But you look good, though.
You got the style, man. The video styling, I'm loving it, and we got a lot to talk about with you today.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into some hot topics, but first we got a new thing that we're doing on this show.
Yeah.
It is called the Trending Video Moment of the Week, and this is our exclusive moment today of debuting it.
Yes.
And so we have a video for you that we're gonna comment on right here. It's a woman by the name of Mary Halsey. If you haven't seen this video, she is performing a karaoke version of Missy Elliott's "Work It," and she's working it.
Yeah. This is my second time exclusive here at Goddard Park at the Cool Cat Karaoke. Missy's funky white sister is in the park! Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing now, flip it and reverse it. Is your primitive is one yip? Is your primitive is one yip? Then you got a big. Let me search you. Find out how hard I gotta work you. Is your primitive is one yip? Is your primitive is one yip? I'd like to get to know your sideshow.
All right, y'all. Like I want to let it keep playing, but like we just got to go ahead and talk about the video because Cimo already commented. You hadn't seen the video yet?
No.
Oh my God.
Oh, so you got fresh eyes.
You
on
fresh
it.
eyes on it. All right, we want to get your opinion first. Listen, she did the backwards version. You know what I'm saying? And she had no monitor to read lyrics. She knows the lyrics.
She know this song.
And what is she holding?
I don't know. It's like some weird
branch.
No, it looks like one of the on a deer, not a deer,
like a
but
horn.
a horn. Yeah,
like
a horn.
Because of the brand.
Yeah. I mean, you can catch the whole video online, but I mean, when I saw this, I fell in love with it. In fact, so did Missy Elliott, because she actually posted it on her social media.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she did. She said that was her white sister, and she basically was like, she did the song almost better than I do. So she killed it. I mean, the commitment. But my favorite part of this video, and I want to hear your comment, is the ghetto friend with the drink and the plate who's dancing and walking in front and behind of her while she performed.
They had the barbecue.
Exactly. They had the barbecue. So what'd you think?
I think she really is a white sister of Missy Elliott.
Yeah,
Because she got the barbecue going on. You performing the hell out of it.
Yeah.
It's ramping and ripping funny. Yep.
Right, the fact that she even did that part. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
You know, usually people will skip that part in karaoke.
Just like hum it through,
They just let it like,
whatever.
Yeah, she
got her
committed.
lyric in there.
She's clearly done. What she did was the second time she did this.
Second time she's done it.
Listen, I would go see her. I want her on my karaoke team. She needs to be on what's the karaoke show
with LL Cool J and Chrissy Teigen.
Yeah.
What is it called? Why can't we think of it?
Why can't I think of
It's
that
on TBS or something? Like,
Tony, I know you know the name of this show.
What the heck?
Battle. MC. No,
this is embarrassing.
Oh my gosh.
How can we not think of what?
Isn't it like car karaoke or something like that?
No,
that's
that's
different.
different.
It's gonna come to me.
It'll come.
Right.
Either way, those are the barbecue Beckys we want to hang out with at the barbecue.
Exactly, because they ain't calling the police on us, all right?
Exactly.
They want us there.
They want us there. And they want our music there.
And they want our music there, clearly. All right, we're going to get to these hot topics on that note.
Oh, speaking of ladies coming to the barbecue, we want Tamron Hall at the barbecue all the time because we love her. She is full-on black girl magic, and we are so excited to announce, well, she announced already, but like we're announcing on our audiences, or to our audiences, that Tamron Hall now has a development deal with Disney ABC to develop her own daytime syndicated talk show. And for those of y'all that don't remember, last year when she walked away from her deal at MSNBC/NBC because they decided Megyn Kelly was a good idea and they gave all the money to Megyn Kelly and they tried to slight Miss Tamron Hall even though she had spent the last 10 years working for them and doing a really great job and her ratings were up, but they were still like, nah, we gonna pick Megyn Kelly. And for y'all that don't know, Megyn Kelly sucked. So
you said that all in one breath.
Just so y'all know, it was like a big step because a lot of people were kind of like, Tamron, you walking away, girl, you might not have nothing coming your way. We don't know. Why are you doing that? You might have should have kept it. She was like, no, I know my worth. Now Disney also has co-signed on that worth. 18 months later, she now has this deal, and we're excited to see what daytime television is going to come from Miss Tamron Hall.
I know it's going to be a great show. I mean, she obviously has a lot of talent, and what I like too is that she did go off the radar a little bit after it all went down, so people were wondering what's next for her, where's she going to be, and the fact that she came back with her own talk show, I mean, that's big.
It's pretty dope.
And I think I could see her really
doing a good daytime show.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's got a good balance. She's beautiful, she's smart, and she's got like a little comedy.
She's got a
little sense of humor,
a little extra up in there. But she also has the newsy side, and we got a little space right now. Oprah's been gone for a while.
Yep.
And obviously Wendy is still ruling the airwaves, but Wendy rules it in a very gossipy sort of way. Yep. So Tamron obviously will be not that. So I think it'll be a cool space for her to pick up.
I think so.
Give us something good.
Kudos to her.
So congratulations, Tamron. We can't wait to see it. It should be out in 2019 apparently. So it'll be out pretty quick.
Good for that.
All right. On to some other news. It's actually an interesting conversation that's happening right now because for those of you that may not remember, the 1-year anniversary for the Charlottesville incident is coming up this weekend. Charlottesville as a city right now is actually like doing some extra like police enforcement, and they've like fortified their police department a little bit just in case of some unrest over there this weekend. But there is a conversation going on right now between the activists in the area and reporters. So basically what's happening is there's a group of activists who obviously participated in the marches and have been a part of the Charlottesville community for quite some time and sort of bringing light to the racism that has been in that city since its inception. And the conversation, though, that's happening is that they've kind of banded together and they've decided that they will not do any press or conversations with press that are trying to give both sides of the quote-unquote debate.
Sure.
So their argument is that it's not fair that these journalists would be trying to be neutral in this conversation because there is no being neutral in this conversation, and giving a platform to white supremacy in any way, shape, or form is not helpful to anyone except white supremacists, and they don't want to partake in that at all. And there's some pushback against that because they're saying if we're reporters and we're giving the news, we are supposed to be objective and we're supposed to be neutral and we are supposed to get both sides of the story because there's somewhere in the middle is supposed to be the truth. And the argument back is, well, if there's people on one side that think that the other people are not people, they're subhuman, Where's the truth in the middle?
Right.
Is it just one side or the other? So is that debate fair? Is it fair that they're telling the Associated Press and large outlets, that New York Times and everything, like, we're not having this conversation with you guys and we're not talking to you about anything unless we get affirmatively from you that you will not be entertaining any white supremacy in that article or in that report?
What do you think about that, Kimo?
I think if you're not showing stuff like drugs, alcohol, you're trying to get that off the screen, you shouldn't get any white supremacists or any racism on the screen either, because it's a bad influence, period.
Yeah.
Let alone the fact that humans have been walking around together for a long while. It's not like it's a dog, which I think dogs should be respected as well, even.
Me too.
But you know,
Trust me.
but
My screensaver.
people have been walking around the same planet, same country in this case, for years. So there's no such thing as supremacy here. So also not for white supremacy.
I mean, you know, you're from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So do you battle a lot of these issues, or you know, as Americans, I feel like, especially now with Trump as our president, we just are, this type of thing is continuously in our face. Is it different there? You know, is cultural relations completely different there?
It's different. I mean, it's a smaller country, so these issues we have, but not on such a big scale, and you know, it's a little bit more shallow. The problems we have, we have them, but it's a little bit more shallow. There's always going to be people that hate the huge community of Moroccans we have, or whatever, like Turkish people. People will hate them, or black people, or there will always be some
a little divide.
Divide, but on such a big scale, no, I haven't seen it before.
Because I always feel like, you know, we're supposed to be the land of the free, and, you know, all these things that people come to our country and want to live, and then we're dealing with this. And this is like the majority of our news right now. And it's sad to me.
It is quite sad.
Right.
It is, but it's an interesting conversation, though, because if we are in the land of the free, and one of the free items on our menu is freedom of the press.
Sure.
And this idea that everybody's voice is equally as important, so to speak. Where do you draw that line from a news media perspective? Are you really being in a position to say that, you know what, this is the one time, this is the one situation where fair and even coverage is not?
It's not fair. People died. It's you know what I mean? Like it's not. I don't think it's fair.
I mean, but people die from, you know, gun violence. People die from bad.
Right, but if someone dies in gun violence, they're not interviewing the person who, you know, who shot them.
Yeah.
You know, who pulled the trigger.
But they are giving coverage to that person, because anytime somebody is these mass shooters, we find out every piece of detail, and we're trying to get a reason why they did this, and we're interviewing family members, because we're trying to understand that other side. So what makes the racism element something that's not fair to have both sides? Not that I'm saying I'm not on that
There's
side.
a difference between covering something that happened and covering their story and their beliefs. That's a whole different thing. Something happened in Chicago. Somebody got shot. This happened. That's the news. This happened as well. That's the news. But the platform is so much bigger than just the event. And so now there's a platform where the white supremacists can speak and give their opinion and spread their opinion to other people, and that is just a bad influence.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I just feel like we already are oversaturated with knowing what the white supremacy viewpoint is. Why do we need to continue to hear it? We've heard it for many years. Why do we need?
There are those in this
why
country.
Do we need to hear it?
Well,
some
because
more?
there are those in this country that would look at you and say, "Well, we've been oversaturated with the Black Lives Matter movement and the black kids getting shot by the police and da da da. So why can't we cover the Blue Lives Matter movement? And why shouldn't that have a platform if you're giving the platform to Black Lives Matter?"
Because Black Lives Matter is not sparking violence.
Some would disagree with you a whole lot,
Well,
which
they're
is
wrong.
where the Blue Lives Matter movement came from, supposedly.
Well, I guess no one will ever agree.
Well,
I guess we'll agree to disagree.
It's a fascinating debate, because at what point, like, when do you decide, like, okay, so we're saying that about racism, like, then some would say that's also a slippery slope in terms of what we're determining it doesn't believe in even coverage. So then what's next? That they'll say, you know what, this is the right way to be, and therefore that's the only side that should get covered. Obviously, I'm black, so I'd be like, racism, hell yeah. Like, you should not be covering none of that.
Right, hell to the no.
That's been killing my people for 400 years.
Right.
But
I hear you.
You do make me think about it a certain way. Like, I'm like sitting here like, when you put it like that, like, because I'm the type of person that's like, okay, there's always two sides of a story. And
Sure,
you can always try and see, okay, how would I feel if I was on that side? But I cannot really imagine being like a type of person that would say like, okay, yeah, those people are worth less than me.
Right.
So I really can't really.
You can't give a reason why they deserve to
have that
be placed on platform.
Yeah. Like, why?
And it's really funny because just because I brought up Oprah just a little bit ago, she had one she always talks about that being one of the turning points for her as well on her show, when she had some white supremacists on her stage, and there was like a whole conversation about, I think it was that town in Georgia, sorry state, I love y'all, but there was some real crazy shit going on. But she was saying how she had placed them on this platform, and she thought in her heart she was trying to get both sides of the conversation to happen so that some kind of reconciliation could occur, and that wasn't happening. That was literally
when
just
was this?
feeding. It was
this is like
ago.
This is like in the 80s.
It was before she
or
decided,
90s,
probably the late 80s before she shifted. Before she decided to
I
shift.
kind of remember seeing it somewhere or seeing clips of it. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and it went crazy.
And she handled it very well.
She handled it very well,
like a
but
pro.
that made her think like, well, you know what? This isn't actually doing anything except giving them
a platform to talk
to spread their hate. So,
so that's what you.
But is the news?
You have to have
like
both sides, because there is a community that.
Do you have to have both sides? I don't know. I
mean, if the news is representing who people are, then I guess yes, because you have to represent everyone of all beliefs, all colors, all everything. So I guess technically, yes.
And I did think too, when I was reading this, at first, my first reaction, of course, was yes, all the activists refuse to talk to those reporters, do not get in articles, but at the same time, part of me thought about how once Trump was voted into office, so many people were like, oh my God, I had no idea racism was this bad.
I was just going to say that.
And if we keep saying, like, we're not going to put...
No, remember, we had a conversation. They said racism was dead.
It was dead. We voted Obama into office. Racism is gone. We're free.
We had a black president.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
But the silencing of that and not putting them in the same space, because when you put them in the same space, watch Black Klansman, you see how ridiculous, like, it's even more in your face at how
that's the upside.
It, you know?
Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's the upside.
So that's the upside.
A lot of more people see how ridiculous people can get.
That's true.
So it also gives a lot of other people a platform to say, hey, what the hell is wrong with the world? And which some people didn't even know before this. So
well,
or
that's
pretended
true.
not to know.
Well, there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot wrong with the world, and there's a lot wrong in nail salons. So we're going to move on to our EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
Speaking of racism, well, I don't know if you've seen this video. So there is a nail salon, an Asian-run nail salon in Brooklyn, and it's called 888 Happy Red Apple Nails Shop. Well, some shit done gone down this week after a $5 botched eyebrow wax went wrong in the shop.
They waxing for $5?
$5. So basically what happened was the Asian-themed nail shop, or theme, not themed, Asian run, not themed, Asian run shop. We had a customer, and she was getting her eyebrows done, and apparently
the customer was black.
The customer was black, and the Asian employee made a mistake on the eyebrows and kind of cut them off.
That's a problem.
And that's a big problem, especially for a black woman. For any woman.
Yeah, probably. Anybody that gets anybody that's had a bad eyebrow job,
any man,
it's a problem.
Yeah, any man, any person who's had a bad eyebrow job. And this is a video because we're going to show a video of the protest that went down, because basically what ended up happening was there was a big brawl that took place where some of the employees had brooms, they had sticks, and there's all these things that were being thrown around, and 2 people were arrested, and it was a big old mess. So now black folks have been protesting, and they've been saying things like, close the nail shop, also they were saying things like, they like no nails, there was like a theme to it, and all kind of things going on. So we're going to take a quick look at this video and see what actually went down.
Handcuff them! Handcuff them!
Protests turning heated. As police escort out the owners of Happy Red Apple Nails. The neighborhood demanding the business close down because of this. A botched eyebrow job turned all-out brawl.
They were spraying the acetone on her like it was holy water.
A now viral Facebook video appears to show salon employees beating the customers with broomsticks.
I was outraged, stunned, shocked, and appalled.
The family of 21-year-old Christina Thomas and her grandmother, 58-year-old Thelma Melody, says the women paid for pedicures, but Thomas then refused to pay for an eyebrow waxing she didn't like.
Hey, why she was arrested for assault?
Protesters feel it's personal.
I can't believe that this could go down in a black community and they think they're gonna make money in the community and not respect the community. That's not acceptable.
The salon says it was stiffed on the whole bill.
She says she don't like eyebrows, so she don't want to pay anything.
The owner claims the customer's friend came in and started the fight. That friend said this in an exclusive video to Pix 11.
Threw acetone in my eyes, and they also cut me on both sides of my arms where my shoulders is.
As for the accusation someone threw acetone, the owner says,
No. Maybe just little.
Oh, see. Oh, see. He said no. Well, maybe just a little. That was just crazy. All right, so I don't even know where to start because when I saw the brooms and just the sticks, and it was a full brawl.
Look, Asian nail salons and Asian beauty supply stores in black communities in this country have always had a very tenuous relationship.
Clearly.
And often not respectful at all. So seeing that is shocking mainly because, okay, so the nail salon, at best, y'all, that total bill, even if she stiffed them on the entire bill, that was probably about $55.
Right.
It was like $25 because it was
It's only $5 to get your eyebrows.
Well, honey, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It might have been less than that because generally to get your eyebrows done, it's at least $12. Like,
Yeah,
but
I was
for
like, wow, that's cheap.
$5 for eyebrows.
I don't know if I want to get my eyebrows done for $5.
Maybe $25
You know what I mean?
for
That's
two.
where the mistake lies.
That's where the mistake starts, right there.
It was $5 to
Run
begin
from that
with.
shop.
You run from that. But regardless, they're like, if she stiffed them for the entire bill, like, and it turned into that, and there was like arguments saying that she'd been a problem in the salon before,
yeah.
and she didn't want to pay before, and she had been asked. They had asked her not to come back, and I'm like, well, if they asked you
Then
not
why
to come
give her
back,
service?
why did you serve her
Right,
when she
exactly.
came in?
If that's true, why give her
And
service?
again, if you can't stand to lose $55 in your business in that day instead of turning it into that, you don't need to be open. Because that's ridiculous.
Listen, if you are that upset,
throwing acetone. Do y'all know what acetone is?
break it down.
Acetone
You know what it
is basically the
Kimo,
stuff
you know
they
what it
use to take your nail
That's
polish
what it takes
off.
the nail polish. Right, yeah. It
And
removes-
dissolve.
Sour, yeah.
Yeah, it's a chemical.
It's a dissolvent,
Chemical
a chemical
skin, right?
dissolvent. Yeah,
Yes.
it could eat away. It's almost.
It can eat away gel nails
Yeah.
like that. Like it's not a small. It's not even just alcohol. Like it's next level.
Yeah.
So
you can break out of jail with that stuff. And you just put it
Probably put it on the
It's
little steel.
crazy.
Yeah.
And they have razor blades because they shape brows with razor blades. So that's what one of the ladies got cut with razor blades.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, y'all, like, come on. I understand that y'all mad, but come on, girl. You weren't going to get but like $5 on your tip if you got a tip. And it was worth all that? It's crazy.
I mean, here's the thing. So the protesters are obviously saying they want the nail salon shut down.
Yeah.
Do you think it should be shut down? Kimo?
Yes, due to aggression. But I cannot see from this video where it started. Where it started.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's aggressive.
Right.
But all I know is if you own a place, if you are at a place and you work there, you should call the cops.
Pretty much.
You don't start throwing
You don't
brooms
start
at
beating
nobody,
people.
acetone, all that stuff you can't do. So
Yeah, I
nothing
was
to do
waiting
with
to
this
see.
brawl, that type of behavior, no.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know how it started. So
I'm just thinking that nail salon gonna go down. It ain't gonna.
Well,
they
it'll
gonna
be.
lose
And I
business.
want to find out if they do, because the reality is government, police, they don't need to shut that down. If those people in that community actually give a f about what just happened in that
They
salon
don't
and
go.
thought it was unacceptable,
Yeah.
you will never go to that nail
Yeah.
salon again, and they will never have enough business
Yeah.
to stay running.
you don't have to shut it
So
down.
you don't have to shut it down.
Yeah.
If the community actually cares as much as they're saying they care right now,
They're not going back.
They're not going back.
True, because black folks are still going to H&M.
I am not. But I mean, we'll see.
Oh yeah, H&M. I'm sorry.
Because of their but
So, I'm just saying that we'll see what happens.
But that's the point, and that's the thing. Like most of one of the girl that was in the with the reporter, Tiana Smalls, she's an activist in the community. She's from Brooklyn. She's been on TV before, and she was posting a lot of like black nail salons to go to in the area, trying to encourage people to go to other nail salons. But one of the reasons that those Asian salons get frequented so much is because they're so inexpensive.
Right.
One of the reasons they're inexpensive.
$5 eyebrow.
Well, it's also because basically it's slave labor that be working up in there, but that's another whole story.
Right.
So, the reason it's so cheap, guys, is because whatever.
Yeah,
anyway, but that being said, like the black salons tend to be a little bit more expensive because they tend to have to actually pay their people a little bit more and that kind of thing. So
they don't cut your eyebrow.
Yeah. So we'll see if we want to pay a little extra dollar to keep that kind of crap from happening, and I'm gonna guess no.
Yeah, well, I definitely would like to see where that in 6 months from now with that nail salon.
If that nail salon, we're gonna have to Google it because I bet it's not gonna be in the news and be like, is it open? Is it still open? Next time I'm in New York, I'm gonna roll by. And
I'm gonna check it out. Right.
But
I'm gonna hit my friends in Brooklyn.
It's literally shot down that day and this and that, rather than people just not going, right?
Yeah.
The statement should be they're not working anymore.
They're not working.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna make no money. But you know who is making money?
Somebody.
Is Drake.
He's making lots of money.
Lots of money. He's still making off God's plan.
Yes,
so
he is.
This was revealed today, or not today, this week by TMZ, is Drake is aiming to use God plan for a bunch of clothing, merchandise, and a TV game show. The video has already gotten over 760 million views. 760 million views.
How is that even a thing?
Listen, every artist wants, every person wants that.
You're almost to 1 billion views
760 million views. Right? So he is capitalizing on that. And he's creating all these different things, the clothing and, like I said, the new game show. Will you guys be watching, you think?
I think that what I heard of the concept of the game show is actually kind of cool. It's like
seem
like
different.
what he did with when he went and bought like groceries or something and somebody's it's basically like a do-gooder type.
Yeah, it's a do-gooder thing.
How to bless people in random ways and unexpected ways.
It's like God's plan.
Yeah.
I like that.
To play off of that.
Like the video.
Yeah.
And it's different. I do like it because it's different.
Yeah.
And it's Drake. I think he's going to win regardless.
Right.
Are you a Drake fan?
Yes. Yeah. I like his stuff.
All the stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Not all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like everything, but
I mean,
overall, I'm a Drake fan. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a fan of what he does for the most part.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I mean, I think he's different, so that's what stands out.
He brought a whole new style.
He brought a new style.
Yeah.
He was made fun of, and he still weathered through the storm and came out on top.
That's true. He is definitely on top.
They used to diss him about that Degrassi with the glasses and the wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? They were on him about that. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. They were trying to take away his street cred, but
he's coming back with something, isn't he? Like also just from an acting perspective. I think they just said something with him and Zendaya is like in the process of working out. But he's coming back to the acting world now that he's proven his full street cred.
To me, he reminds me of a young Will Smith in the sense of the way that they are creating his career. I mean, he's got more, obviously, street edge than Will Smith, but as far as like movies, actor, I feel like they're going to develop him into a bigger movie star later on.
Maybe.
Might be.
You know,
He's a good actor.
The ladies will
He's a
go
good
see
actor.
him. Yeah. I didn't really watch Degrassi, so I don't really know.
I watched a couple of episodes after I found out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he was one of the. I'm like, okay, let me watch this.
Degrassi's a good show. It talks about real issues for teens.
I was gonna hate.
Check it out.
There's the reason I was like, he's on a TV show. I'm gonna hate on that. let me watch it. And I was like, dude,
okay,
good.
He
had his little shag fro going on, little curly fro.
I remember what he looked like, and I was like,
thick glasses.
I couldn't even. Yeah.
He looked totally different.
It's all good.
Yeah. But it was all in God's plan.
It was, he got a baby to take care of.
He got a baby to take care of, and the mamas.
And a baby mama.
Yeah. Yes. All right. And we're gonna move on to you, Cimo, because speaking of music, you're killing it right now, my man.
I'm doing my best.
I mean, just like we saw the video, like I know that your dad was a musician as well, or is a musician.
Yeah.
And how did that influence you into getting into music at a young age? Because you were like 15 or something when you first started really wanting to get into the mix of music.
So my father used to be in this band, like a funk band, first funk band back in the Netherlands, actually, or maybe not the first, but I'm just lying. No.
You know what? You were convincing, so it was working.
We'll buy it.
First funk band.
First funk band in the Netherlands.
You know what I'm saying? It was called Captain Cocktail, and so my father used to bring me to.
Oh, it sounds like my band.
You had me in Cocktail.
That's true. I see. Anyway, so yeah, he used to just bring me to the studio and all that kind of stuff because he would just jam out with other musicians and stuff. And I was like, okay, I was chilling, and he would have me jump on the mic and do certain stuff, and I didn't feel a kind of way about it. It was just like, okay, I don't care. I didn't think like I like music or whatever.
Yeah.
But at some point, you start just doing it naturally because you always did it. And so my brother, he showed me this, this program, this software to make your own music, because I used to play around with some other software that would allow you to mix and match, samples. And I'm like, but I don't want to use samples. I want to make my own stuff. And then he showed me Fruity Loops, FL Studio, and I started working in that. And I was like, making beats, doing all that kind of stuff. I was rapping first as well. My biggest inspiration was Bone Thugs.
Hey, that's my hometown. I'm from Ohio. Boom, 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 boom. Tell me what you like, what you want to do. Sorry, all right. Sorry, y'all make me have a moment from Cleveland. Sorry.
Yeah, that's my jam.
God.
And so, I started rapping the fast rap with the melodies and stuff like Bone Thugs, and then after a while I was like, yeah, but I can sing, so why would I do that? And then I started singing, and I dropped that for a little bit, and I just focused on songwriting for other people. And
you worked with a lot of people. Who have you produced for and written for?
There's a EDM act called Cheat Codes here in America that did a collab with this EDM act back in the Netherlands called Crisscross Amsterdam, and we did a what's it called, a rendition of Let's Talk About Sex by Salt and Pepper.
Oh, wow.
And it blew up.
And you were very instrumental in that. So how did that affect your life? You know what I mean? Like to just do this track and then it's like boom, everybody loves it.
Basically because it blew up.
Yeah.
It actually helped me, get where I'm now as an artist as well, because it gave me the ground for coming here a little bit more often, focusing on my own stuff, getting music videos done and all that stuff. It's hard to finance if you're not signed. So having a record that's that big with a different artist helps me, to just do my stuff without looking back and be like, oh shit, I got to do something else.
Yeah.
So it really helped.
And did you have singing lessons and any of that, or you just like one day was in the shower was like, yo, I can sing?
I can actually really sing.
I was like, I'm good.
I sound like my dad.
Like, Mom, you hear that?
Right.
No, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't have singing lessons, but I could have singing lessons. I mean, I could be better, but I think it's more about the emotion of
and vibe,
than the technique, I think.
How did you kind of cultivate what you wanted your sound to be? Because a lot of artists are sort of, nowadays, it's hard for them to really figure out what their signature is and why they're special and all that.
That's still hard for me.
Yeah.
That's still hard for me, but I just tend to go with what I know best. I grew up listening to Michael Jackson a lot. Most of my stuff sounds maybe sometimes a little bit like Michael Jackson. I'm very influenced by a lot of 90s stuff as well, so you hear like, a little bit of a Tracy Chapman melody sometimes.
Tracy Chapman? I feel you on the Tracy Chapman.
I love that kind of stuff. So.
Do you play as well?
No, I produce though. So I'm not a pianist, but I find my way around the keys, and I'm just at the computer, I'm just messing with it until I have it right. And I got my right hand guy he was a guitar player, so that's great. Yeah.
Nice.
And who do you like now? Who influenced you that's out right now that you're like, they're on top, like that's who I want my career to. You don't have to have a career like theirs, but who just influences you that's an artist out right now?
I really like Bruno Mars.
I feel that your video is giving me that edge of Bruno Mars.
Joy.
It
brings me joy.
It's bringing fun back. No, to me, it's bringing fun back into I consider your music like R&B meets pop. But what would you consider or place it as?
That's exactly what I call it. Yeah.
It's a good blend and mix.
Yeah, I'm like, it's pop, but the R&B influence is definitely there. So pop R&B or R&B pop, whichever way you wanna call it. But yeah, I think it's Bruno Mars. I like Bruno Mars. I like Drake as well, because his melodies are always beautiful. That's my thing actually. Yeah. I like nice melodies rather than effective melodies, because a lot of acts are like, I get that's a hit, but come on,
Yeah.
I like nice melodies.
What's your song that you go to it's like your karaoke song? What's your karaoke song?
If I want to show off, or if I just want to have fun.
Or show off and have fun.
Yeah, you can combine the two.
Or
my karaoke song. I always choose "You Remind Me" because it's
by Usher.
By Usher, yeah. It starts low, it goes high.
Why don't you give us a little sample of you doing a little "You Remind Me" karaoke?
You remind me of a girl that I once knew. I see your face whenever I look at you. Won't believe all of the things she put me through. And this is why I just can't get. You know the rest of the song.
And you gave me some mic there too. I'm gonna get it. That was good, my man. That was good. That was good. That was good. It's some real talent. It's nice to see, someone like you who is bringing real talent back to the industry. And I think it's really important now because a lot of people sound the same. And it's good and refreshing.
We actually get to hear your voice.
We actually get to hear your voice and you prove that you sing. You know what I mean? Because there's some people out there who are making hits. And I'm still on the fence. Can they really sing if we put them on the spot?
I really don't care, to be honest, because I don't think Drake can sing, but he can make himself sound great on the record.
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
I enjoy the record, so hey, that's the talent as well.
If you have an artistry, I give you that. But see, to me, he's different in the sense of hopefully, allegedly, he's writing his own music. It's just certain artists who I feel that are just a face, and they're not writing their own materials, and they're just heavily produced, and it's like, are they, they're, how talented are they really? You know what I mean? Versus someone like a Drake or, even Usher or The Weeknd. The Weeknd has an amazing voice, but he also writes a lot of his stuff, and his stuff is deep,
Right.
And sensual, and he can make a hot record about sex, and make it sound cool, but then he could have a jam about something personal and really express himself, and he's writing all that. So that's where I feel like music needs to go back to versus just people just writing something for somebody else and they're just the artist.
Yeah, I agree. But as a songwriter, I have two perspectives. As an artist, yeah, I agree. I like writing my own stuff and speaking my story. But as a songwriter, I'm like, I'm gonna write for other people if they're all writing their own stuff. I want to write for other people. I like that. Yeah. So, but yeah, I get what you're saying. But the biggest artists still are the actually good ones, aren't they?
For the most part.
For the most part.
So,
yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, because we had a lot of, that's kind of okay and will be probably forgettable. But the real memorable moments are still people that are doing what they.
Yeah, can't tell me Beyonce can't sing. I saw that.
Man, Beyonce can do whatever she want to do at this stage.
Yeah,
she's God. She is God. So we saw the single early on in the top of the show. Is the album completed?
No.
Okay, so when are you planning to have that done?
I got a bunch of songs and it's just hard to choose, and I just want to just release a single by single, and then when there's some more traction, I just want to release something that's beautiful to me but can speak to a lot more people if they're already following me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's hard for the deeper stuff, it's so hard to promote it if they're like, I don't know who that is or what it is,
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for the right moment to get that out as well. But for now, it's singles.
Who would you like to collaborate with as a singer, just from a vocal perspective, and just as that art? And then who would you like to collaborate with as a writer?
Maybe a singer. That's kind of hard because obviously. Alive? Yeah, of course, because otherwise you can't do it.
Yeah, it could be. Well, I mean
that is not true. Have you seen the Michael Jackson hologram?
I would say Alive or Dead.
That's not true.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Tupac is still on records. That's all I got to say. And Biggie. So.
Okay, true.
You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah, but then I would say
Michael
Jackson.
Right. Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But I'd like to collab with Rihanna. I like Rihanna. She has.
I can kind of see you and Rihanna. I can see a little cool video with you and Riri. I can see that.
Ray.
Ray. You know what I'm
saying?
Ray.
So yeah.
I can see that. We putting that out there. You heard that on Black Hollywood Live.
Right?
So when it happens, you put us in the video.
Chemo, man.
Right.
Yeah, please let me buy
backup dancer. We'll just, I'll just move my shoulders to the side.
We better make a video today.
It's gonna be a good.
It's gonna be a good. I'm feeling that.
I mean, she is she working on an album right now?
She is working on an album right now.
And it's supposed to be a reggae Caribbean.
Yeah.
She's gonna kill it. I mean, she's got a formula now.
I mean, that's her
background.
Why wouldn't she?
She's gonna kill it.
Yeah, for sure.
And what's the difference of the music industry in the Netherlands versus the U.S.? Because you've seen both, and it's changed so much just overall. So
the music industry in the Netherlands.
Is it easier to break out there? Is it harder in the States, you think?
Well, they both have both sides. It's easier to break out there if you do exactly what the format is there. And here it's easier to break if you're doing something that is out of the format. You know, so it's
So it's like vice versa. Like
it's vice versa,
switch, yeah.
or maybe not. But then somebody's gonna have to tell me. There's a lot of R&B and hip hop going on right now, but a lot of people also still respect just a good song. Hey, that's a great song.
Yeah.
But in Holland, it's a little bit more like, yeah, but where, in what box are we supposed to put it? There's no box for it.
No box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get anxious if there's no box. People like boxes, so yeah, they do. They like boxes here as well.
They like boxes here too,
but not as much.
A lot of boxes.
People like edge as well.
There's some room, yeah.
Not that my stuff is super edgy, but it's also like, yeah, okay, in what box are we gonna put it?
Yeah.
And people are like, there are more boxes here. That's what I'm trying to say. There are more boxes.
Yeah.
So there's more like, okay, let's put him in that box. In Holland, it's like, we don't have a box for that. You know?
Is it this or is it that? Oh.
Right.
Yeah, well, none of them. Not gonna support it.
We don't know what to do with them.
But on the other hand, I mean, yeah, it's never easy.
Yeah.
But it should never be a super hard struggle. I mean, you should just enjoy making music, I guess.
Where would you like to see yourself in 5 years?
5 years? I'd like to see myself happy, actually. I'm at a certain point that I'm like, I want to be happy.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
You know, that's all. Because that's why I'm doing exactly what I want as an artist. Because I'm not trying to be like, okay, if I'm going to do this song, it might get easier for me. No, I don't want that. I want to be happy with what I did and happy just as a person. That's all.
I like that. And on that note, we're going to leave on a happy note.
Yes,
it's very namaste of you to say that. So where can fans find you and find out about your music, everything on social media?
It's Cimo Frankel, CIMOFRANKEL, on all platforms. So Instagram, SoundCloud, Spotify, Facebook. Am I missing one? YouTube. YouTube.com, yeah.
.com. And we're going to go out with your video. Courtney, where can fans find you?
I'm all over the platforms at Stewart Starlet.
You can find me at Derrial Christon on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I have a new show called This Is LA, so catch me on CBS on Saturdays and Sundays as well. So give me some ratings, and we'll see you guys next week.
Man.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Derrial, Christon, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood Redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.